Facebook exec gets detained over a WhatsApp investigation. The SOUNDHOUND team launches the new HOUND app. CHECKBOOK will banish the paper check forever, and more. It's Tuesday, March 1st, and this is Crunch Report, presented by Toyota. Well, Facebook has been paying a lot of attention to how long people watch live video streams in their feed, and guess what? 3 times longer than saved videos that are no longer live. So the company is changing its newsfeed to give the advantage to those ongoing broadcasts. Not to compare Facebook to Twitter. Well, actually, yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Twitter's big advantage with Periscope is that both are built as real-time platforms. Twitter's real-time, Periscope is very much real-time. And Periscope live streams now generate notifications for all of your followers on Twitter and show up instantly right at the top of the Twitter timeline. Now, as we all know, Facebook's newsfeed is designed to show you what's best, not necessarily what's newest. But live video changes all of that. The newsfeed algorithm will now rank videos that are currently streaming live higher in the feed than old saved streams, whether you like it or not. You know those people who still make you pay them by check? Like my landlord. There aren't many of them out there left, but they are out there. And instead of tearing apart your house looking for your checkbook, or worse, a pen to sign your check with, consider CHECKBOOK, not the actual checkbook, but a startup launching a digital check service where you can send anybody a check with just their email address, and then they can deposit that check online to get their money, or they could print out the check if they so desire. It's free for individuals to send up to 50 checks per year, and for businesses, it's just $1 per check, which is not expensive at all. And just think, no more stamps. Now for businesses, credit card payments can cost 2.9%, and sending a check, believe it or not, can cost between $7 and $16, and even $1.50 just to receive one on the other end. You might say, it's a market ripe for disruption. CHECKBOOK's business model works similar to Dropbox because it gives the basic services to consumers for free, hoping that businesses will get on board and then pay for some extra services. Now, e-checks already exist, but you still can't easily and definitely not instantly deposit them online. CHECKBOOK deposits can clear as quickly as a day, but sometimes can also be delayed up to 4 days if there's any suspicion about the sender and the sender's funds. Now, CHECKBOOK will have its work cut out for it if this sort of delay gets in the way of businesses doing their business without hiccups. Still sounds cool, though. Earlier today, the SOUNDHOUND team released a standalone app for iOS and Android called HOUND, which lets users search for answers to questions and get things done completely through voice commands. Search for a restaurant, for example, or hail an Uber, the usual stuff. You might be thinking, isn't this what Siri or Google Now is for? And the answer is yes, but SOUNDHOUND says they've been working on the concept of a conversational UI way before Apple and all the others got into the game. And the HOUND app is specifically focusing on complex conversational answers. For example, something like, what time is the sun going to rise 10 months from today? Or a mortgage calculation based on the principal for the loan, where it's, it kind of depends. Users can also follow up with additional questions and get those answers too. HOUND uses what the team calls speech to meaning, which is a back-end tool they've been working on almost 10 years that focuses on the voice input itself rather than translating the voice to text before then processing a query the way that Google or Apple currently does, which makes the answers come back super fast. SOUNDHOUND itself has years of data that it's collected from its core app, which detects music and shows users what song is playing, kind of like Shazam, and even lets you hum a song as long as you do it pretty accurately. Apple, not the only company fighting off government requests for data. Facebook's vice president in Latin America, Diego Dozan, was detained by Brazilian police in a connection with an ongoing investigation involving WhatsApp, which is obviously owned by Facebook, and it has more than 100 million users in Brazil. It's very popular there. Here's the story. We talked about this a while ago, but here's a refresher. Authorities in Brazil have been asking Facebook to release data in connection with a drug trafficking investigation. Facebook refuses to comply, saying it cannot provide information that it doesn't have. WhatsApp's service was suspended for 24 hours back in December, and now we've got this arrest. A company spokesperson says, "We're disappointed with the extreme and disproportionate measure of having a Facebook executive escorted to a police station in connection with a case involving WhatsApp, which operates separately from Facebook. Facebook has always been and will be available to address any questions Brazilian authorities may have." All right, guys, what do we want? Cable that's a lightning cable and also a micro USB cable. When do we want it? pretty soon. Thankfully, somebody heard our impassioned plea, and they are the makers of LMCABLE, which claims on its Kickstarter page that it's one cable to rule them all, as long as you want USB and Lightning. It has a special end that works in both ports, so one side of the male connector can charge Apple devices, and the other side is a micro USB connector. Just plug in the cable into the device with the correct size and you should be good to go, as long as you're just charging. You can't transfer data from a computer, just for power charges. Even so, LMCABLE has definitely struck a chord here. The creators wanted to raise just over $3,500, and the project has collected well over $40,000 last I checked, with almost a whole month to go. Shipping is supposed to start in a few months if all goes well. You know, it's Kickstarter, so proceed with caution, but I'm definitely going to buy one if it's a real thing. And that is the report for today. Still in New York City. It's a lovely day. Not that I'm outside much, but I am Sarah Lane. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube. And we'll see you here tomorrow.